Hey guys, Dio here again, bringing you guys our next guide, and today I'm gonna show you guys Gunman, which is this kind of a lawman. He has a revolver and a lawman's badge. These are his stats. He's kind of average on all the stats. He's not great at anyone. This speed stat here is kind of wrong. He's not that fast, but he's okay. Let's pick him up. Oh shit. Okay, so let's take a look. Gunman is, as I told you guys, he's kind of average on everything. He has average range, average speed, average stamina regen, average. I mean, his HP is kind of not average, but it's kind of bad. And he doesn't excel on anything, but he has a skill that makes up for it, or at least makes up for a bunch of his weaknesses. So let's take a look at his skills. He only has 3, as you guys can see. He's quite simple character, but I believe he's gonna get a new skill maybe sometime soon and be even more awesome. So let's show his skills really quick. His primary fire, just the aim and shoot. He has the rapid fire, which is a move kind of like the Fendi hammer from Killer that you guys are gonna see when I make the guide for Killer. But it had the rapid fire has shorter range. You can see that it goes up from this far. It uses all your bullets and deals damage. I mean, you can hit the guy one time with it, so it's only, even if you shoot all the bullets in the same direction, the guy gets hit only one time. And it has great damage, that skill. And his other skill is the badge, and this is Gunman's main, ability. You mark the guy, and while he has the mark, you deal double damage with all your skills, and your friends deal double damage too. So that's what makes Gunman scary, especially on team fights, team comps, on team matches. And for Gunman, it's quite good too. You can do a lot of burst damage really fast with that skill. So those are all Gunman skills. For combos, I don't think Gunman has lots of combos. He pretty much has only one, which is you shooting a number of times and doing the rapid fire right after. So you hit the guy 2 times really fast by doing that, and you do nice damage and push the opponent back, because the rapid fire pushes people back when you hit them with the rapid fire. So, and that's pretty much it for combos. Gunman, he just doesn't have lots of options, but of course you hit the mark and do a shot with the rapid fire right after, or maybe you just do the rapid fire and shoot after, because Gunman has great reload. So as long as you keep reloading, he's almost never gonna be out of bullets, and that's one of Gunman's strengths. And so those are all Gunman's combos. You just do your shot and rapid fire, and That's the combo. And let's talk about some tips and tricks for Gunman. Tips and tricks for Gunman, I believe one of them is, I already told you guys, it's about his reload time. Gunman is great at just reloading and shooting. He reloads quite fast, even when he's not at cover, so that's awesome. Another tip for Gunman is like hitting your rapid fire after the mark. This is because, as you guys can see, only one rapid fire with the mark. Look at this damage, it's quite big, so it's quite a burst. So your main goal when you play Gunman is kind of hit the mark and do one rapid fire. But the other thing I was gonna say, to play Gunman, guys, you have to be really patient. You really have to take your time and analyze the matches, the people that you're facing, the character that you're facing, and just quick think about like the best way for you to punish the guy with the mark. Of course, you just have to hit people when they are marked. That's pretty much it. If you're able to hit people when they have the mark, you have great chances of winning any matches against any character or anybody that you play. The trick is doing that because lots of characters have ways to prevent you from hitting them when they have the mark, and the most used way people do is just by running. Of course, they just, you mark them and they just run away really fast and wait for the mark to fade and then come back to try and kill you while you don't have the mark. The good thing is that the cooldown of the mark is very fast because, as you can see, by the time the mark fades, it's about 50%. I guess it's a little less than that, but the window the person has to attack you while you don't have the mark is really tiny, so it's okay to hit the mark, and maybe even if you don't hit the guy when the mark is on, you can just stay back and wait for the mark to come back, and it comes really fast. So the only situation you actually will be in trouble is if you miss the mark, because then you're gonna have the full cooldown, and the guy's gonna, if he notices that you just missed the mark, he's gonna pressure you, and on that situation it's really bad for you because Gunman, basically he needs the mark to be able to out damage, or to be able to kill his opponents before they kill him. And that's pretty much it. That's why I say Gunman, you have to be really patient when you play Gunman, because most gunmen, like, they rush down, like they hit a mark and they just rush near your near their opponents and try to hit anything, and that's kind of okay, but you have to really think if that's your best option, because after you do that, you're gonna be with just one stamina, or maybe if you spend all your stamina, you not have stamina to run away if the guy chases you when the mark fades. So the best advice I could say is just don't miss the mark. If you don't miss the mark, or even if you miss, you kind of don't get hit while you don't have the mark still, or even if you get hit, you try to do something and wait for the mark to come back and then punish. But the best, you have to analyze the situation really. Sometimes it's okay to mark, like the fight's about to start, and sometimes it's okay to initiate all with the mark right away, but sometimes you maybe maybe hitting the mark right away is not the best option. So that's why I say Gunman. He's a he's a very tactical character. You have to really get some experience playing versus the entire roster from Secret Ponchos, and just knowing when to use the mark, when is the best time to use the mark and punish your enemies. And of course, has in any fighting games, and sometimes it's not all about the character. Sometimes you just play the player. So analyzing what your enemy is doing is kind of the best thing you can do as a gunman player, because if you notice, like, the guy has no respect or no fear at all, he just rushes you down, you can just mark him and make him pay to be doing that. So don't be afraid all the time. I see lots of gunmen that are really afraid of fighting people because they think gunmen is, well, kind of weak, and they are really really afraid. So in a way, that's kind of right, but as long as you have the mark, guys, you can be aggressive too. You can play gunman aggressive, because when you have that, you're the one that is scary, not the enemy, because double damage is no joke, and especially the damage that the rapid fire does. As you can see, two rapid fires and look at the damage. So that's kind of that's kind of ridiculous actually, but I think that's okay. So you can be aggressive as gunman too. I advise you to play careful, because I like to play safe, and because gunman, he's very he's a character that is very unforgiving. Like, if you make a mistake, you're gonna pay really hard. So in that way, he's kind of like Phantom in a way, very unforgiving character. So you have to play really, 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 really nice. You have to play really, really good to succeed as a gunman. But the good thing is, uh, after you get the hang of gunman, he's like, after you start doing really, really well as a gunman, you're kind of in a very good place, because gunman is a character like most people don't even play and don't know much about him, and you can take advantage of that, especially versus new players, and even versus veteran players. Sometimes we kind of underestimate gunman a bit, because we think like gunman is not that good and just don't have no respect for gunmen. And you as a gunman player can take advantage of that by really showing why people should be afraid of you too. So that's the what I say. What I think about gunman is that he's a very good character. He just needs patience and really, like, you have to really read your opponents, like what your opponent is doing. As I told you guys, you have to play the player, and of course the matchups can be really hard for gunmen. I consider three characters really hard matchups for gunmen, and those three are Killer, Deserter, and Warmonger, because all of them have really good ways to prevent you from doing damage when the mark is on, because they have lots of stuns and lots of options for stunning you. You know, Killer can stun you with his knife. Warmonger can stun you with his club and throwing his club, and Deserter can stun you with his knife shot or with his shoulder. So, and Deserter is quite tanky and can heal, and that makes fighting Deserter really hard. So those three, I believe, are the worst matchups for Gunman. And but other than those three, I think Gunman can do really good versus a bunch of all the other characters. I mean, you should you should not have that much problems against phantoms or against kid reds or matadors or trappers and wolves and Gordo. But other than those three, I told you guys, you're pretty much okay. And just I say be patient with Gunman. He's, as I told you guys, he takes a while for you to understand what are his limits and what you can do. He requires lots of knowledge about the other characters, because as a skirmisher, kind of skirmisher gunman, you have to know when the enemy is vulnerable and when he's not. Of course, that goes for all the characters, but with gunmen, that is even more. That's even more important, because gunmen really relies on opportunities for you to just burst the enemy down and take the kill and win. So you have to be patient. He's not a easy. I mean, he's an easy character to play, but he's not easy to like to win most fights, because, as I told you, he relies on opportunities, and you have to have a little bit of knowledge about the game and about the characters to recognize those opportunities as soon they appear and take advantage of them. But after a while, after some experience, you will do really well as a gunman player. And that's, I guess that's all I can tell you guys about gunman, about some tips and tricks. You just play safe, try to always hit the mark. This is the best, this is the most important thing. Just hit the mark and know your limits, know when to just rush down or play back, play more defense, and analyze your opponent, see what your opponent is doing, and try to take advantage of his habits or something that he's doing that you can take advantage of. And this is more for 1v1s, but for teams it's kind of the same mentality. The difference in teams is that when you have a friend, your team is the one that people should be afraid of, because every character on this game can take advantage really well with the mark. So if you have your friend and you just mark someone and your friend and you hit the same guy, he's gonna die like really fast. It's actually ridiculous. Like, people just you just delete people from the match really on the blink of an eye, and the guy's dead, because the damage is really awesome. So that's why I say gunman is maybe the best character for teams, because he's just good on every team. Every team is awesome having a gunman. He works kind of a support character in a way, but he can be the one that kind of kills people a lot too. But when you have a gunman, you're awesome. Your team is awesome just because the mark is really an awesome ability, and being able to share double damage with your friends makes gunman a really big threat. So he's no joke, and that works with every character. Of course, like some characters have really nice synergy. Like Gordo. Gordo, when he shoots people with the mark, like he can kill a guy from 100% to zero, win like 0.5 seconds. It's something ridiculous like that. When the guy will not even know what happened, especially if he's new, he's gonna be like, "What?" And that's a really common reaction when people face gunmen for the first times, and they just don't know about the mark. They think it's just nothing, and when they die, they're gonna be really surprised. So that's awesome, and I guess that's all I have to say for Gunman, guys. He just play really like look at the matches that you are in, and tell your friend if you have like if you because communicating is always key. So if you have something like you want to do and your friend might not be aware of, you tell him like, hey, let's focus like Kid Red because he dies really fast with the mark, and something like that. Just team stuff. Don't be afraid of talking with your team, and tell your friends to support you. Don't leave you alone behind, because if you not like if you both are not hitting people with the mark, you might not be taking advantage of like your biggest skill, which is double damage, and it's just ridiculous. So, and just play safe, uh, and that's all for Gunman, guys. So let's talk about some builds. Well, the only stat I believe it's really required, because it has the best synergy with the character. I guess it's damage. I guess no, I mean it's damage, because double damage with full damage when you have like 8 damage with your perks makes double damage do even more damage. So it's kind of ridiculous. On practice mode, this is not even the full damage that you do, because I think on practice mode the characters have no perks. So this is not even the entire damage that you do. Imagine if you do even more damage than this to a phantom. But of course, like that goes for the bots as well. Like this phantom has no HP, but most people don't use HP on fast characters, or for whatever reason they just don't put HP. So you can punish people even like more when you have damage. So that's why damage is the best stat for Gunman by far. And for the other 4 points, I believe you can just put whatever you want. Well, you can try and see what works best for you. But I will recommend putting on HP, because I don't really think you get that much value out of the other stats, and having more HP, even though the perks will not give you much, like can make you tank one more hit, and that might mean your survivor, or your death. So I guess that's worth it. If you can take one hit, like one more shot from Phantom or from Deserter or from all the characters, for me it's already worth. So, but of course you can try, you guys can try every build you want and see for yourselves. I only say damage is the best stat because I believe if you have damage, you're gonna do really better. But sometimes, you know, you might have a certain play style that you might have like better success with other builds, and you can try and see for yourself. You're gonna have lots of time to practice and see that, but I recommend you starting with damage and just seeing, you know, and maybe later when you have more experience with the character, you can go for something else and, you know, just mess around with the builds, because it's always good to check everything and, you know, at least see the difference between builds and know what's really the best one for you guys. So I guess that's all, guys. That's all for Gunman. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's just a basic guide. I'm just basically telling you guys what I think is the best way for you guys to play this character, and of course you can. It's just a way for you guys to have something to rely when you start playing, and of course from here you can develop your own style and, you know, do your own thing, which is awesome and which is what we all want. We always want people to get really good and show us, of course, the maybe other ways and other angles you can use or play or view on this game. So just that's it for Gunman, and always leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment if you have any questions or anything you want to say, and I will answer you guys as soon as I see. Go to the Steam Chat group on to talk to all the players that are there, and maybe to catch some dev if you want to talk to them directly. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.